Greetings to all of you dear students. Today we are going to solve one problem in case of liquidation of a company. Ajit Company Limited went into voluntary liquidation on 1/1/2019, on which date the dividends on preference shares were in arrears for 2 years. The subscribed capital of the company consists of 1. 40,000 6% preference shares of ₹100 each. 2. 50,000 equity shares of ₹10 each, ₹6 paid. The assets realized 3,50,000. The expenses of liquidation came to 9,800. The liquidator is entitled to a remuneration of ₹11,000 and the commission of 2.5% on the amount paid to preference shareholder as capital and dividend. The liabilities amounted to ₹20,000. Prepare liquidator's final statement of accounts. Ajit Company Limited went into voluntary liquidation on 1st January 2019, on which date the dividends on preference shares were in arrears for 2 years. That means as on the date of liquidation, the preference dividend is due for a term of 2 years. The subscribed capital of the company consists of 40,000 6% preference shares of ₹10 each. So the total preference capital will be 4 lakh. That's 40,000 into 10 rupee. 50,000 equity shares of ₹10 each, ₹6 paid. That means the total equity capital is 3 lakh and it's partly paid, 6 rupee paid. Uncalled capital, unpaid capital is ₹4. The assets realized 3,50,000. The total assets sold for 3,50,000. The expenses of liquidation came to 9,800. So liquidation expenses is 9,800. The liquidator is entitled to a remuneration of 11,000. So the vetana for liquidator, the salary for the liquidator is fixed 11,000, and he also gets a commission of 2.5% on the amount paid to preference shareholder as capital and dividend. So liquidator remuneration is based on 2: fixed 11,000 and amount paid to preference shareholder as capital and dividend. That means preference share capital is 4 lakh and dividend arrear for 2 years will come to 48,000. How do you get a dividend 48,000? The dividend is arrear baki for 2 years. They clearly mention in the question the dividend is baki for 2 years. So 40,000 into 10 rupee, you get 4 lakh. 40,000 into 10 rupee, you get 4 lakh. 4 lakh into 6% into 2 years, you get dividend baki 48,000. So preference capital is 4 lakh, preference dividend is 48,000. So on 4 lakh plus 48,000, you need to calculate commission for liquidator. So liquidator commission ಬಂದು ಎರಡು ಆಧಾರದ ಮೇಲೆ ಲೆಕ್ಕ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಒಂದು ಫಿಕ್ಸ್ಡ್ 11,000, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಪ್ರಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ಪ್ರಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಡಿವಿಡೆಂಡ್ ಮೇಲೆ 2.5%. ಪ್ರಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಡಿವಿಡೆಂಡ್ ಪ್ರಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ಎರಡು ಸೇರಿ 4,48,000 ಬರುತ್ತೆ. On that 2.5% you should calculate. Next, see, when you calculate commission on capital and dividend, it means that you should pay capital and dividend. When commission is based on preference capital and preference dividend, it means that preference dividend and preference capital is and has to be paid. ಹೇಳೋದು ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಲಿಕ್ವಿಡೇಟರ್ದು ವೇತನ ಕಮಿಷನ್ ಬಂದು 2.5% ಪ್ರಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಪ್ರಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಡಿವಿಡೆಂಡ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಲೆಕ್ಕ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಕಮಿಷನ್ ಬಂದು ಪ್ರಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ಪ್ರಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಡಿವಿಡೆಂಡ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಲೆಕ್ಕ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಂದ್ರೆ ಪ್ರಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ಪ್ರಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಡಿವಿಡೆಂಡ್ ಕಡ್ಡಾಯವಾಗಿ ಪಾವತಿ ಮಾಡಲೇಬೇಕು. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್, ದಿ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಲಯಬಿಲಿಟೀಸ್ ಇಸ್ 20,000. Prepare liquidator's final statement of accounts. So here's the solution. Liquidator's final statement of accounts. Total assets realized 3,50,000 and call money. ಇದು ಹೇಗೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ತದನಂತರ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ. How you get this I will let you know afterwards. This is the final answer. So 1,50,000 ಹೇಗೆ ಬಂತು I will let you know later. Payment side ನೋಡಿ, secured creditor dash liquidation expenses, it's 9,800 given in the question. Liquidator remuneration is calculated on 2, fixed 11,000, and on preference capital and dividend 2.5%. Preference capital is 4 lakh. Preference dividend is 48,000. So 4,48,000 into 2.5%, you get 11,200. Total you get 22,200. Next, debenture we don't have in the question. Preferential creditor we don't have in the question. Unsecured creditors, that's liabilities 20,000. Preference capital 4 lakh. Preference dividend for 2 years 48,000. How do you get this 48,000? 4 lakh into 6% into 2 years. And now let us check whether do you have excess money or shortage of money. ಇವಾಗ ಏನಾದರೂ ಹಣ ಉಳಿಕೆ ಏನಾದರೂ ಇದೆಯಾ, ಉಳಿದಿದೆಯಾ ಅಥವಾ ಏನಾದರೂ ಕೊರತೆ ಇದೆಯಾ ಅಂತ ನೋಡೋಣ. So you get 3,50,000 total assets realized in the receipt side, minus liquidation expenses 9,800, minus liquidator remuneration it's 2,200, minus unsecured creditor 20,000, minus preference share capital 4 lakh, minus preference dividend 48,000. You get shortage of 1,50,000. So 1,50,000 ಈಕ್ವಿಟಿ ಶೇರ್ ಅವರಿಂದ ವಸೂಲಿ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಕೊರತೆ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಈಕ್ವಿಟಿ ಶೇರ್ ಹೋಲ್ಡರ್ಗಳಿಂದ ನಾವು ವಸೂಲಿ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಈಕ್ವಿಟಿ ಶೇರ್ ಬಂದು ಪಾರ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಪೇಯ್ಡ್ 6 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಪೇಯ್ಡ್, ಇನ್ನ 4 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ನಾವು ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ 1.5 ಲಕ್ಷನ ಈಕ್ವಿಟಿ ಶೇರ್ ಅವರಿಂದ ವಸೂಲಿ ಮಾಡಿ. There is a shortage of 1,50,000. So you need to make collection from equity shareholders. Equity share capital is partly paid, 6 rupee paid. So you can make call of 1,50,000 rupee. Divided by 50,000 shares, you are making a call of only 3 rupee. You can make a call of rupee 4 because 6 rupee is paid. You can make a call of rupees 4, but you are making a call of rupee 3 because how much is needed, you need to make a collection of only that much of amount. Thank you.